Yo, 1, 2, 3, it's the place to be with your man Jay.
G.
Oh, you got it right! Oh, yeah. Today what we're going to be talking about is train exercises for planche, tap planche, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Me and Jay were saying earlier, if you want to be good at anything, handstand, like anything requires equilibrium training, it has to become part of it.
A lot of hard work, yeah.
You have to, in literally everywhere you go. So now wherever I go, I'm going to tuck planche, planche press-ups, and giving myself the odd day off to rest.
So could you give us a quick demo of like...
Yeah, so the essential thing to do is practice sets of tuck planche, which is essentially you go into this position without a lot of people balance with their hands on their knees.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's not a tuck planche, that's just some crappy balance.
Does it help to do that before?
Yeah, I've heard from a lot of gymnasts that they do 300 seconds a day like that.
Okay.
300 seconds a day like that, then 300 seconds a day like that, which is the balance planche. So tuck planche is essentially just for your core and shoulders, it's just a warm-up. So you go into place.
So you see knees, not on elbows for that one.
Keeping it in, making sure you really squeeze with your abs.
Okay.
Keep your feet in. I couldn't do this for ages. Jay could actually tuck planche before me.
No, not really. Well, you could, but not very well.
But I could never tuck planche. I kept on doing this. My toes couldn't come off the floor. And essentially, what I found is it's all to do with your core. So you can practice baby steps where you can take one foot off. So if you struggle getting your toes off the floor, just do stuff like that.
Okay.
Literally just squeezing, they're coming down. So just doing sets like that, just so you can get used to it, and then holding for a long period of time.
So would you say, as a prerequisite to being able to do tap planche, do you have to be able to hold with knees and elbows for 300 seconds? Or
I'd say that's a...
Is that just kind of...
I personally don't. I get really frustrated if I don't see progression in myself quick. So my theory is, why would you practice that when essentially you're going to have to put just as much time in getting the tuck planche? So why not just put in a bit extra and getting the tuck planche in the first place?
Right.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So those exercises are really important. I think the ones that I find most beneficial is planche position, but with your feet on the floor. So you have to make sure your hands by your hips. I go onto the backs of my feet, on my toes, because I can slide easier.
Okay.
So you go there.
Right, I get you.
Doing sets like that.
Okay. So keeping elbows in. Cool.
Okay, that one. If you're lifting from your chest first, you're doing it wrong. A lot of people you see go down and they go.
So worming, snaking upwards.
Yeah, so you need to lean in so your hands are as close to your hips as possible. And up.
Sick. That's about 4 different regressions for even before you can start thinking about actual planche, some of the prerequisites that you need to be able to kind of achieve before looking at doing that. But some good exercises, yeah.
I think those ones, personally, what a lot of people say. So those exercises, so you want to do 4 sets till failure.
Oh, yeah.
You want to do 4 sets of failure of the planche position.
Okay.
Just holding yourself out from here until you can't do it anymore. 4 sets of them with a break in between each one.
Okay.
4 sets of planche press-ups. Isolating shoulders, it's got to be good form.
Guys, with this kind of stuff, the key is endurance. So building up your capacity, the amount of time you can hold each position, or the amount of reps you can do on each of the kind of prior exercises to before starting the planche. So the more and the longer you can hold those things, the better you're going to be set before going on to do the actual planche. So that's some pretty good stuff. Should be going on with you. We'll see you next time. Yeah.